Hey everyone, I am so excited today to be talking with my friend and colleague, Dr. Gillyanne Kayes. And I am really excited for her to share some big news and big decisions that has been going on with vocal process and what her and Jeremy have been working on and talking about and ruminating about and all kinds of exciting things. So, Jillian, if we could, let's just start by hearing about your big decision and then we'll get into the whys and whats and hows of all that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and so much rumination, which, as you've said, you've been privy to. So,
Yes.
yeah, it is a big decision. We've been offering 3 courses called the Teacher Pathway
Mm.
for the last 4 years. And the big decision is that we're rerouting it and we're actually taking it off the table as a separate offering
Hmm.
um, from midnight, the 9th of September.
Oh, it's really close. That
It
is
is
exciting.
really close, yes. And just to specify the courses, for anyone who goes and has a look, it's the 12 hours to better singing teaching, the 12 more hours,
Right.
and the gateway courses, all of which are self-guided.
Okay. And those will be closed. You won't be able to access them after September 9th.
That is absolutely right.
And why are you doing that? What was the reasoning behind that?
Well, the thinking behind it is this. We actually get a lot of interest in our Teacher Accreditation Program,
Mm.
which is actually, I think, a really unique. It's a 24-month training program, and
Mhm,
there's 12 months of really deep study.
mhm.
And the thing is that everyone needs to do the pathway steps first. And we want to get all those people who are interested to join the next cohort of the accreditation ready to be going in January 25.
And and why do you think that that kind of consolidation, if you will, or restructuring, why do you think that was needed?
I'm just thinking about the whole business of the pathway steps because, as you know, Karen, we don't teach a method. We do have a methodology. We have an approach. We have values which are about community and connection and collaboration. Those are absolutely core aspects of our work
Yes.
and core aspects of what we foster, what we nurture on the accreditation. And as part of that, what we found across our teacher cohorts is that they're an incredibly diverse group of people. Actually, we're so proud of their diversity. So you could have someone on the course who has been a very successful CM singer and
Hmm.
done loads of gigs for many years, who's never had a formal singing lesson in their life.
It's true. It's very true.
Or you could have a highly trained classical musician, who's done all their grade, who's been to university, maybe plays several instruments. Maybe they also do some choir leading and conducting. Or again, you could have someone who's come from the choir leadership background, who maybe teaches the Kodai method,
Mm.
or uses the solfa, or maybe someone who's working in the singing for health sector. What we found, if we want to do something that's a really personalized training, which is what we do, there needs to be some level of common understanding and shared experience
Mm.
before they all start the deep study phase. And that's what the pathway is for. So, what we're going to do is simply amalgamate those, I think it's 30 hours of self-guided study. We're going to amalgamate that straight into the accreditation.
That is amazing. Essentially, you're lowering the bridge to the accreditation, but you're not lowering the bar. You're not lowering what the essential knowledge is
Yeah.
or background that somebody needs to have, right?
Absolutely, because if we do a lot of group work, we do a lot of collaborative work, and we also ask each member of the cohort to buddy with another member of the cohort for a period of 3 months. Yeah, it's really good. But if you don't have some level of shared understanding, a kind of a common understanding to start off with, that is more difficult. And it also, for us, it makes it more difficult for us to take people on that personalized journey
Right.
because the goals of someone who's working in the singing for health sector and maybe mostly working in choral leadership
Mm.
are going to be very different from someone who's had more of a Western lyric classical training or someone who's working in higher education in musical theatre. Those people have got very different goals, and we want to nurture each person's goals.
Mm. Oh
So
my,
that's the thinking behind it.
I love that, the nurturing of each person while recognizing the diversity of your group. I think that's you know I'm a big fan of all that and a big fan of the both of you and what you're doing.
Mm,
So
mm.
tell us a little bit more about what is the timeline for the next cohort?
Oh, right. Okay. So people can get started on their journey right now and they will join the accreditation at that point. So let's suppose somebody says, right, I'm going to have a chat with Gillian. Fantastic. I've got my payment plan. I'm joining the accreditation and I'm starting on the pathway steps. During that time, as well as their 30 hours of self guided training, they are able to attend any of our Learning Lounge Q&A sessions, which
Mm.
happen pretty much every month. Then they get to meet other people, they get to vibe with some of our existing teachers, and they also get 2 sessions, one-to-one, where we give them some advice on their journey and how they're doing. So
Right.
really the short answer is you can join right now. And that you need to know what your deep study phase is and what that commitment is, which is 5 hours of in-person training each month for 12 months. And the in-person is 2 times 2 hours in group training with myself, Jeremy, and with Anne Leatherland. So we're
Mm.
really high touch with tutor to participant because this year's cohort is 9.
Right.
And everybody also gets a one-to-one accountability session each month.
Wow, that is amazing. A
You know,
lot of
it
high
is,
touch.
yeah, I mean, I think we worked it out. It's the hours, 60 contact hours, which is double what you get in a taught master's in vocal pedagogy and more
Mhm.
than you get for a PhD for sure.
I mean, that's where I went. I was thinking about the PhD
But
program.
you can't train teachers without that real monitoring, that real mentoring. You can't do it. You've got to see what they do in the classroom. You've got to get them to talk about it. I mean, and thank God for Zoom and the pandemic and all of that. You know,
Right,
so
the silver lining, if you will, is with
yeah, yeah, the silver
right?
lining. We realize we can do all of that online and people can connect online. We're still meeting some of our cohort 21 for the very first time.
Oh, I love hearing that. I mean, really, so it's
Yeah,
open to everyone all across the whole world, literally
absolutely.
globally. Mhm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have people from India, we have people from Germany, we have people from Sweden, we have people from the Netherlands. We'd love to branch out a little bit more, and I'm sure that'll be possible. Perhaps you and I get a moment to talk about I speak 6 languages in a minute.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, as you know, I have to mention, please go look at our socials
Yeah.
because we really I love the way that we handle our socials and Jillian
Mhm.
has become quite masterful at the short form video and sharing the hens. You know,
Yeah.
there is a bit of that, right?
No.
But yeah, okay, so I want to make sure everyone knows now between now and September 9th, you can still join the pathway separately. If and why would somebody want to do that? And why would you want to jump into that before it closes?
I think if they feel that the accreditation isn't for them,
Uh-huh.
maybe somebody is already on a master's course
Mm,
somewhere and they realize they actually need to learn a bit more hands-on about teaching. Or
mm,
maybe someone's at the beginning of their teaching journey. Funny enough, we've had people in both situations like that. People who've just begun teaching and they want to start off with a good foundation. Those people are not ready to take the accreditation.
Right. Right.
We recommend at least 3 years of experience if you want to go through our teacher accreditation. So it's much more about professional development at a higher level. So I think that's the best answer to your question, which is the newer teachers.
I love that. That's a great way to think of it, and a great way to kind of see how things are and how you handle things. I mean, at what I see, and obviously I'm so privileged to see a lot of what you're doing behind the scenes and in front. And it's so high touch. You can see the connection and the love and the excitement,
Mm, mm.
in the comments and in your emails that I get to see. It's really, really exciting. So, okay, let's finish this by understanding, how does someone go about joining the accreditation, and what should they do? What is the process and the steps that they can take?
Honestly, the best thing is to get in touch. Send us a message, send us a DM. It
Mm,
can be send us an email and say, "Can you tell me more about the accreditation program?" Of course, they can go to the website where they can read about it there.
mhm.
But by far the most useful thing is to get in touch, book a call with me to find out what is it that I need. Plus, Karen, we've got a whole load of interviews on our YouTube channel where people can see what our teachers thought over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And it's even worth going to our website and looking at about us.
Mhm,
Then,
mhm.
if you just scroll down, you will see our roster of
Teachers.
alumni teachers, so
Yeah.
all of our registered teachers. And have a look there and see, could I see myself there?
Right. I love that idea, because your website's beautiful, by the way. I know you just had a redo of that, and
Yeah, we
but it's
did.
so clear to find everything. But
Mhm.
I do think that for teachers out there considering this, looking at the other teachers that you could see and seeing that they're from all facets of our work, different genres, different
Mhm.
focuses, different levels and types of teaching. It's really exciting what you've been able to do. And it's incredible to think where you've come since 2020, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been running teacher accreditation training since 2004, so we've got
Mhm.
20 years behind us. But it was the pandemic that kind of got us to pivot into a slightly different and more international direction with it.
Indeed.
And I have to say, we've done 3 runs of this version of the teacher accreditation, and I'm really, really proud of the standard of our teachers.
Mhm.
Really proud of the way they interact with each other, how they show up in the world, their level of certainty,
Mm.
and their ability also to go, "Okay, I don't know about this, I need to do a bit more CPD." So that they're not getting into that, "Oh my god, what if I don't know this?" They're very certain about their skills.
I love that. And I think that that is because of the teaching that you and Jeremy are doing, and the
Mhm.
cohort that you've created, this version of a cohort where everybody has, it's almost like you have your own team. Every person has their own team. Like it's a really amazing feeling, and
Yeah, we just started interviewing our outgoing cohort 23.
oh, nice.
Yeah, and we chatted to 3 people yesterday, actually. So those are gonna go up on YouTube very shortly.
Oh, good.
And this is what they're talking about. There's always someone to go to, there's someone to share. I pinched this idea from that trainer. I was inspired by watching what someone else did. I felt emotional watching what someone else did. It's, uh, it's really heartwarming.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well,
Mm.
thank you for chatting about this today, Jillian. And friends, be sure to check out all the links. We have all the links very clearly laid out in our Instagram. If you head over to the website, you'll find all the things that you need to find. And as Jillian said, DM the socials. I'll be making sure that everybody gets the messages sent out appropriately. And of course, you can always respond to the emails that Jeremy sends out, or just
Mm,
reach out yourself. We would love to hear from you. And Jillian, can't wait to talk to you for sure. Yeah.
that is absolutely right.
All right, friends, we'll have a beautiful day and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye bye.